One of the things that I have always wanted to know, now that we're really in the minutia of it, I can bring it
Hmm.
up because it's in context, is you watch a lot of behind the scenes DVD special features on all these different productions. You know, one of the ones that I like watching is the Lord of the Rings
Hmm.
trilogy, and there always appears to be this dance between the writer and the actor in terms of the actor has to be able to create the character. But
Yeah.
if you want the actor to emote a certain way, how much flexibility did you have in the script to say, Carter is perturbed by this, or, she can't believe that this is happening, and that you want a specific look to be delivered on her face, like she's feeling this certain way? Was it something that you felt that how much granularity could you get in written in the script before the actor would say, "Come on, you're stepping on my toes"? And would it be different from actor to actor? Like I
Yeah.
imagine later on in the series, you felt out the actors, and I
Yeah.
would
I
have
mean,
I would write different notes based on each of what their
yeah.
responses would be in each
It, it's
script.
it it truly is a symbiotic relationship, and as sort of you work together and you get to know each other and each other's rhythms, you know what to expect. And so, if there was a an actor who, let's say, I knew didn't read the script, tended not to read the script
Okay,
before they shot, I would
sure,
tend
it happened.
to, uh, you know, you know, emphasize certain lines. But other actors, I mean, you just knew that when you gave them something, they would just make a wonderful meal with it. I'm talking like Amanda, Michael, David, those three and those three, as you went in Atlanta, especially, you'd always know they would, deliver. Not saying the other ones didn't,
No, but
Chris is
you're
always
thinking
great,
specifically, yeah.
but Rick is a guy you did not um, direct on the page, or I wouldn't even say direct. Uh, Gives offers suggestions on the page. He did it how he did it, and sometimes it was a pleasant surprise. Other times it was not quite what you were going for, but he kind of always did his own thing.
Well, he has a spontaneous background.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah,
that's where his school of thought is from. And
yeah.
I'm often sitting there watching the show and saying to myself, what if this was the writer and what if this is just him?
Mm-hmm.
We had Tom
Mm-hmm.
Macbeth on a few weeks ago for Chain Reaction, which we'll get to in a little bit here, and I might as well
Mm-hmm.
bring it up now. Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Mr. Starsky. This is Hutch. And according to Tom Macbeth, that was not written.
Yeah, I don't recall that being written.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
and he's looking at Tom recalls. Rick is looking at me like, how are you going to respond to that? And he's just like, hello, hello, ma'am. Is the senator home?
Yeah.
Would it be? Would that be just something that you'd be a welcome transformation to you, to
Oh,
watching,
sure.
sitting
I
there
mean,
watching the dailies and going,
yeah.
wow, that's one of the reasons he's here, is for that spontaneity.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. As I said, it would always be a surprise watching the dailies. For me, as long as you got the spirit of what we were going for, and occasionally, an important line in, that would be a small victory for me. But overall, I mean, it was always fun when he would bring something. Although, I mean, there were obviously incidences where he kind of went off the cuff or improvised, but
Hmm.
they were
It's
actually
going to
very
happen.
rare. But they were actually very rare. I know that there were so many times when I'd be on the boards and the fans would be like, "Oh, Rick is so funny. How did he come up with this line?" And I was like, "Well, actually, that was in the script." And they'd be like, "Oh, but this line." It's because, I mean, it's a testament to Rick that he obviously made it seem so natural.
Right.
Uh,
The fans are close to the actors, And
Right.
you have to be careful with how you deal with the actors because the fans take that very personally. As I've
Yes.
experienced already on this show, it's like, you're not letting him talk. And it's like, this person and I have known each other for a really long time. He would let me know if I'm stepping on his toes. Believe me, I would hear about it. But at the same time, that's just a testament to the quality of the product that you've created. That you get people this invested in the product, and it's their family.
Yep.
It's someone that they invite into their living room, and in many respects, they know fairly well their quirks, and in terms of a person that they believe on some level of their mind exists,
Yeah.
and it's just joyous. How much time would it typically be that? And Rick was different because he got scripts as a producer, got them
Yes.
early. How much time would it be for the principals to get a script before shooting would begin on that particular episode? Would it be mailed to them? Would it be delivered to them to their trailer? What was that process?
Yeah, usually either through the trailers or via email. And Brad and Robert were always very good, and it's something I learned from them that I brought to my various productions. They were always very good at preparing ahead of time. So, like I said, we would have like half the scripts to go ready to go before we would start the first day of principal photography. So the actors would have those early scripts. So I mean, there was never a time, unlike a lot of other productions, where they would get the script, let's say, the night before. There was none of that on Stargate.
Yeah, a lot of shows had to, just based
Yes.
on
Yeah.
how things were going. Which of the directors, I guess that's not an entirely fair question, would you look forward to working with the most? Which of the directors did you feel like you were most compatible with, and you just knew that they were going to create a product that like you didn't expect? Or were they all pretty consistent from one to the other?
Yeah, I think they were all pretty consistent. Andy, Martin, Peter, Will. But I mean, to be honest with you, I just think back to my years on Stargate, and there was Will Waring was the director that I spent the most time with, like on set. I remember I was actually on set for Whispers, most of Whispers. I was on set for most of what was the Joe Delferland episode? Harmony.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And he started off earlier on in Stargate as, I think.
Yeah, he was a camera operator.
Yeah. That was the thing that I loved about watching the names on that show as the franchise kind of grew. When people would leave and work on to other projects, you would keep and the quality that these people were creating, and the fact that they were around earlier on, it just made sense to let them be the ones.
Yeah, I mean, and that was very much
shot.
Stargate. Yeah, I mean, Brad and Robert always kind of fostered that environment and supported you and allowed you to grow. And I mentioned cast that I've worked with on Stargate that I ended up working with on Dark Matter, but I mean, directors Andy Makita, Will Waring, Peter DeLuise, Martin Wood, and Amanda Tapping all directed episodes of Dark Matter for me.
Hey everyone, it's David. Hope you're enjoying the clips during the break. We will be returning in the spring. In the meantime, are you good with English? Are you one of those people who take pride in your grasp of it? Well, we have a great team over here transcribing the backed catalog of Stargate interviews and have dozens more to go. If you're interested in joining me and a small Stargate diehard community looking to preserve the stories brought to Dial the Gate into text form, then please email me at dialthegateshow@gmail.com. There's a little something in it for you, and you'll be helping to pass along the stories to future generations of fans who have yet to discover the show. Thanks so much for watching Dial the Gate.